You are listening to the Backline podcast.
I'm Trey. This is Tristan. And you're listening to the Backline podcast. Now, the topic of tonight is Micromanager. It's a 4-song EP. It was our sophomore effort. Came right after Sinner. This was straight up our first writing, recording as an official 2-piece. There was some stuff on Sinner that we were working with our former bassist, kind of during the process. And then he exited. But this was straight up Tristan and I.
Yeah. We were kind of learning how to write together, kind of sitting down and just like writing music as a group effort. And that's kind of where I feel like that's a lot of the personality of this album is just like, you can definitely tell we're a lot more, I want to say like impactful. It's less like, it's less songwriter, but it's more like band impactful.
I think we found our groove.
Yeah,
kinda.
I would say
it
too.
Clicked.
Yep, and you can hear it. Like I said, you can just kind of hear it and where the accents are and how everything. I mean, like so much of it is just like guitars, strums, and transitions like on the toms, right? It's like it's all happening at the same time. So it was very much like that kind of a thing.
Yeah, and that translated in
More
the
glue.
studio. Yeah, we were all about the riff and the chug, and like Tristan's saying, almost the primalness to it, but also
Yeah,
like transition wise and riff wise, we made sure it was locked up.
punchy and a little bit more mature. Like,
Yeah. Like
it's-
the intro track off that was Leash, and it's right away it's the da and then Tristan's
yeah, it's just right on top of it, right?
Yeah, the guitars lock right up with the drums. That's how that whole album was. It's Leash, Frown, Micromanager, and then the heavy hitter Apoplectic. We'll get into those. But the cool thing about this was, it was down and dirty, in my opinion. And it translated into the studio.
Yep.
Because we did not go nearly as crazy as what are you looking at?
Just making sure because the preview stopped running on your phone. Sorry.
Oh, well, you can go check.
I'm gonna get up and check it really quick,
Yeah.
just to make sure. Not go as crazy as.
Go crazy.
No, I was trying to get you to pick up what your sentence was. We're good.
But so in the studio, it was not a crazy Sinner session where everything was programmed
Separated.
and single track
Yeah.
all across the board.
Yep.
It actually was live. We did it live, and I think we pretty much had them practiced to a metronome.
Yep.
And we were able to somewhat play to a metronome at the same time.
Yeah. I think a lot of it was live. Yeah. I think we did like a demo like take at some point in time in there. I think it was just like a scratch. That's what it's called. It's called a scratch track.
Tracks.
Yeah, we did a couple of those and just kind of, but otherwise it was mostly live, and it was a little more like kind of down and dirty versus Sinners was like we
Too
were
clean.
inexperienced. It was clean cut and everything was separated and chunked out and whatnot. This was kind of like a flow, and it was very much like, yeah, we had them practiced, and I think that made a huge difference in the studio too, was being able to play through the entire song in one go. I personally think that really changes the feel of a song. So it was, I don't know, it's huge. It was huge for me to just kind of do that. But then just going forward, that as a contrasting experience to Sinner, right? Very much different.
Well, it was. That's when we talk. If you listen to our Sinner podcast or read our Substack, we talk about Sinner being a learning experience.
Yep.
That's what we learned from. Was we really on Micromanager practiced, and prepared. We recorded our own demos, felt stuff out that way. So Micromanager was one day in the studio.
Yeah, it was really
one day.
quick. Also less songs, to be clear, too.
Fair, but I felt
Yeah.
like you said, way more.
Yeah, it was rough and tough, knock them out and go.
I think the only single tracking we did, there was bass on the album, played by Tristan.
Yep.
And there's one guitar solo in Leash, and then the clean guitars and apoplectic.
Yeah.
That was the only single track, and that was done on that album.
And there's polish. I mean, there's polish here and there, and there's stuff that's like added in as studio magic here and there too. But like for the whole meat of that stuff, it was all pretty much just,
So as proud as we were of Micromanager, the first review we ever got of it,
oh, it was good.
this guy fucking
Ripped us apart.
ripped us up. I think we got a 2 out of 10
Yeah.
for his rating. Not that it means
That's
anything.
even lower than my 3 for the blue balls, bro.
Yeah, that's worse than Slipknot whiskey and your
Damn.
blue balls. But
no.
we took it with a grain of salt because we submitted it to him, and we should have known better because
We were not the kind of music that
he
dude
likes.
was looking for.
No.
Yeah, it was kind of like asking somebody to critique something when you just know they're not gonna like it. It's like I don't know.
it's like sticking your fucking hand in the fire and going, wonder what this is gonna do.
Yeah, I wonder what it's gonna
What's
do.
it gonna feel like?
What's it
That's
gonna
kind of
feel
what
like?
I did, but
Yeah.
as pissed off as I was at the time, not gonna lie.
Ah,
It's
you take it
good to
personal.
kind of
Yeah.
it's good to kind of see because we did have people who raved about Micromanager and
Right.
still do, and then you have him who was the total opposite, and it's cool. It keeps your ego in check.
Yeah, it keeps you humble.
Not that we had an ego.
No, but like it keeps you in reality where
Yeah.
like you don't want just good opinions about something, otherwise you get full of smoke and whatnot.
Well, and then you gotta have something pushing you to do
Yeah.
better. But
Even if it's out of spite,
Yeah,
spite is a good motivator.
and I think no shit. I remember doing this. So after we released The Hour and Dead to Me, I sent him The Hour and was like, hey, kind of took a shot at him. Like, you ripped up our other one really bad, but here's something that's more up your alley. But his opinion doesn't matter anymore because he's in fucking jail for a long time. So we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter anyways.
But,
But
what else we got on this? I'm distracted by Denver.
I know
wanting-
Denver is picking up every toy out of his box, and he is demanding that
I
we
think
throw
he does
them.
this on purpose.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
stream.
He knows, dude. He's like, y'all are talking to nobody, and you're not paying attention to me.
He's a studio doggo.
You're talking to a camera, dude. But no, yeah. What else was unique about Micromanager? I mean, it was
fun.
It was fun. It was fast, and it was really like, I don't know. Something about that release was easy. It was just like it made sense.
I think why it was easy for us is because we were so being told what we had to play. We were doing all these cover shows, and our demos were a compromise to try to fit in with our current crowd,
Yeah.
or our crowd at the time, which was fucking Argyle, because that's all we played. And then Sinner was slowly kind of breaking away from that, but there was other turmoil within the Sinner album. But I feel like Micromanager wrote itself, and it was like, this is what we fucking want to
Yeah,
do.
it was-
That's why it was fun.
I mean, it was a turning point, especially I think we were tired of playing Sinner too. Like we had already, by the time we were on Micromanager and even writing it, we were done with Sinner's era of like kind of light rock, sing-songy stuff, more kind of rough and tough and down and dirty stuff. So that's kind of, I mean, it, like you said, it just kind of wrote itself, and it was really quick and easy. We were ready to get it out, like ready to release it and get it out there in the wild. It was fun. It was a fun little process. I mean, I think we're trying to, like, even now we're trying to mimic that, like, not mimic the album itself, but that like writing process of just we're
for
doing
sure.
it and making it work.
Yeah, it's to the point where we're working on new material now, and it's like, let's fucking demo it and go.
Yeah. Call it a song.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just simple has been better for us.
Yeah.
We try to complicate things. It gets a little.
Well, you get lost in the process of doing it. It's like, is this really, it's like writing down or you're typing an email or writing down some words and you're just like, fuck, I got to rewrite it or something, just because you messed up like an I or something here or there, or like you want to write different words. But no, Micromanager was a fun studio experience. It was quick and easy, and it was, that's exactly what it is. There's not really much more to say.
Well, and even, going to the, my next point on this is the artwork. So that front infamous mask Tristan actually did and designed, and he goes, I don't know if I like it. It's pretty ugly. I'm like, fuck, it's perfect. So Tristan designed that on GIMP.
Yeah, GIMP and a drawing tablet that I don't know how to draw regardless. It was just kind of like, that looks okay.
But it just jived because everything was raw and DIY aside from going to the studio.
Yeah.
But then if you look in the booklet, it's all DIY, more artwork.
It's kind of crunchy.
Yeah, it's nice. And on the back of it is actually our biggest fan. I don't know if you can see it in the frame, but oh yeah, you can see it. Wearing that infamous clown mask that is now falling apart, which is why we got the new one. But he's drinking a Budweiser and wearing the clown mask, and that's the back of it. We just black and whited it out.
Yeah, kind of crunched it up.
Yeah, that was cool. So we actually have a merch plug. We actually have, we call them the apoplectic masks, even though it should be called the Micromanager mask.
Yeah.
But either way,
They were more prominent for apoplectic.
yeah.
So.
But we have them on. We have the white mask on a black shirt for sale for $15, and they've got our banner logo on the back. So hit us up. You can also order them through Bandcamp. So yeah, artwork, riffage, simple, apoplectic. Now to talk on that, that was our first video. And it's our only video with almost 2,000 views on YouTube. That's not shit, but it's
big for us.
It's big. It's the most for us, but that was actually all DIY recorded as well. I mean, a friend of ours did it for a couple $100, and everybody in there is a friend of ours who did the video, so it was really fun.
Yeah.
You know, the message comes across really well. I think that turned out really well.
Yeah. No, I mean, that was another fun process of just doing that, because that was like, a lot of that was just also just low budget, just kind of like, just do it, let's just get some ideas together and do it. And it turned out pretty fucking well, I think.
I think it did.
I mean, it's simple, like you said, the stage work and whatnot gets the point across of what it's going for. And it was just a fun process. I mean, it should be fun, right? Like, that's
what it's all about.
If you're ever doing it and it's not fun, like, do something else.
But yeah, no, we get into what apoplectic and all that is about.
Yeah.
And we won't do that on the stream, but check out our Substack and our podcast. I'm serious. That's been a really cool outlet for us, the Backline podcast and the Substack, because for people who care, we get into all these songs.
It's a little more in depth. Yeah,
like
we'll touch on stuff here and there and this and in the podcast and whatnot. But like when you're writing and whatnot, it's a lot more.
We go really in depth.
Yeah,
we go down the rabbit hole. So it's a really cool outlet. And be sure to subscribe on there. I get a lot of people who click the link and look, but you don't get the full features of Substack unless you subscribe. And there's a free subscription. So all it does is give us your email.
And then you get emails for it when we release
there's
stuff.
There's a paid.
Yeah.
And obviously you get more exclusive content when you pay, but whatever. That's not what we're doing. So the next thing is, the question we always get asked is how the Micromanager title came to be. And that's
economics.
Yeah, that's a funny story too, but Thou Who Shall Not Be Named actually used it against me when he quit the band or blew up or whatever.
Yeah.
Got arrested, went to jail, whatever he did.
Yeah.
All of those things actually.
Right.
And I was in no way being a micromanager.
No.
But that's the word he flung at me.
Yeah.
And I actually used it in the song and in the title. So Micromanager is totally about that experience as well.
Yep.
And I talk about it in the Substack, but Micromanager I wrote in the shower.
Yep.
Like literally the lyrics and the riffs and the melody just came to me. I ran out of the shower in my towel and just jotted stuff down, and away it went. So
shower's a good writing space.
It is. I've done that on a couple things.
Yeah, sometimes you just in there, you just comes to you.
So that's what Micromanager, the title came from, is Thou Who Shall Not Be Named.
Yep.
So yeah, the only other thing we're going to touch on with this stream is blue balls. No, I'm just kidding.
Already did that.
We already did that.
I can't do that again. No.
Yeah, you
Please.
should have to eat another one.
I shouldn't.
Bet that will go well with old Milwaukee.
I don't think it would. I don't think they go well with anything. They'd go well with the trash compactor. Yep.
So the only other thing, Micromanager, that's when we experimented really with drop tunings.
Yep.
Drop B are what the 3 songs Micromanager, Frown, and Leash are played in. And then Apoplectic is played on a baritone guitar in drop A.
Yep.
So, and we also started experimenting with splitting. So that's when I got into splitting the guitar with the bass head and then adding more bass on top of that. So that's how kind of we got our huge sound for a 2-piece reputation was because of Micromanager.
And I think with the drop tunings combined with that, it really did kind of change our sound a lot.
Big time.
Because, I mean, you don't realize it, maybe not in the albums, but if you've ever seen us live, like with those drop tunings and the way I'm playing on the kit and how it works with the split signals, like you get a lot more chest feel. Like, you know, if you're standing in front of a subwoofer, you feel it a lot more with those tunings, with the chugging and whatnot that goes on in a lot of those. So it really did not only change like our sound, how we play songs in general, how we write, but also our stage presence. Because like, I mean, Sinner is good, right? Like the whole album's good, but you're not gonna get up there and like headbang to Sinner. You know, you're gonna like kind of like rock dance a little bit, you know. But with Micromanager, it was definitely more of like a, you know, you can open up the pit a little bit.
Yeah, it was. You know, we did a lot of that. That didn't come lightly. I kind of discredit it now because we're past that.
Yeah.
But looking back, we really were experimenting. I was trying to get what I could out of drop tunings and found a cabinet with loaded with 300 watts. Really researched.
Yeah, you were researching into that stuff.
Amp heads that were good for low tuning. My pedal board, it's not big. I probably got 7 pedals, but they are all specified to getting a chunky, thumpy sound.
Yep.
So our sound is really dedicated to live sound and just making you feel it because, like I said, with this new rig, we get compliments all the time on how you guys sound like there's 9 people or you sound huge and blah, 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 and where's the bass? But you need a bassist, but I can feel the bass. Maybe you don't. And, you know, even Tristan was experimenting with different drum heads.
Well, I didn't have. I think Micromanager was about when I was picking up the double kick. Like I didn't.
Well,
a
double
little bit
kick
before that,
but also your lower.
Yeah, I was working on just getting more thud out of them. Really,
I remember
the big jazz boom that we used to get out of it.
Yeah. Well, even a good friend band of ours, Left the Reason. Billy sat on your kit just to fuck around before sound check, and he goes, "What? It's so low." So
that's the old pawn shop kit.
Yeah, so that's just kind of our sound. You know, our sound is as much feel as it is a sound. We're very particular on our sound. We want a chunk. We don't like the high gainy shrill.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of contradicting myself now, but I'm slimming down my rig, so we're trying to do kind of like a modeler. That's to be seen under future shows, but it's just got to have that
thud. It's just got to have the thud, and that's what we were going for with Micromanager, and it really is kind of what we've been
really
doing
translated.
Since. Yeah.
So
even now, like with our writing process.
So yeah. No, that's I think that's all I wanted to cover. Is there anything on Micromanager I'm forgetting?
What all songs are on Micromanagers for?
Well, it's Leash, Frown. I keep wanting to say Dead to Me, and I know it's not, but it's keeps slipping.
Dead to Me was an EP.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the next one.
Yeah.
But
Leash, Frown, Micromanager, and Apoplectic. Right?
Yeah, it's just 4.
Yeah.
So I'd say my favorite off there is Micromanager.
I really liked Frown for a long time because I like the beat on that. It's kind of fun to open that up. Leash is okay, but we played it to start too many times. We would always open with Leash, and I was just like, "Fucking this
it's
song
stupid
again."
simple, but yeah.
But they're all good. Apoplectic is a little much sometimes. It's a good song to listen to, but I don't like playing it as much anymore. Yeah, it's fun though. I mean,
I can't scream like that anymore. I mean, I can, but I don't like to.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's like there's a lot of held notes in there for that kind of a scream. But no, right.
But yeah, I'd say Micromanager. And honestly, we play all those live except for Frown.
Yeah, not as much.
I think we've cut back on Frown.
Yeah.
Like Tristan said, we'll throw in Leash as a sound check one because it's stupid and we
just so
hate it.
simple. Yeah.
I don't hate it, but whatever. It's not our favorite to play, but people hear that da-da-dun-da riff.
It's easy to keep track of.
Well, and they can be sitting at the bar going,
okay. Yeah.
All right. So, no, it was this album of simplicity and also discovery in my mind.
Yeah.
So, oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy. We got the other dog in the
might
studio.
lose the stream. At catastrophic event.
So, no, thank you guys for tuning in. We're back at it next week. Get ready for some loud music because we're going to be playing those 4 Micromanager songs in a row, and that'll be our stream at 6 o'clock next Wednesday. So until then, help us hit our follower goal of 75. Tell your friends. Tell your mom. Tell your family.
Tell your mom twice.
Tell your mom.
She'll forget.
You know, if you want more behind-the-scenes stuff, actually, I think our paid subscribers actually got a behind-the-scenes live video of the first time we played Micromanager at one of our favorite old venues.
I might have to go look at that.
And Big Circle Pit.
Oh, I know the
And
venue.
Patrick with the cane was up headbanging.
Yep.
Super cool. So check it out, you guys. That's Substack Mile 134 official. Bandcamp for the EP itself. So thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Yeah. Have a good rest of your week.
I'm Trey.
This is Tristan.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the Backline podcast.